Obviously, our client is unique, and our experience is critical for our franchisees, our professionals to be successful in their market. I mean, they need to know clients and how they operate and who they are, and being in their local markets. So if somebody calls me to do this, and they own a Subway, but they also want to own a DDSmatch franchise, that doesn't mean anything. It needs to be people from that market who know the local marketplace. We work in tandem with professionals in accounting, in wealth management, in legal, who have clients that want to work with us. So to know not only the dentists in their market, but the professionals that focus on dentistry in their market is critical for us. I was 2 years in the field, and then 10 years as the general manager in the Indiana region of Patterson. I resigned from there, and actually I went to work for a wealth management company that worked with dentists all across the country called Hufford Financial. And that turned me on to working knee to knee with clients on these big life decisions. And I just felt like there was not a great solution for dentists at this time in their career to transition. There was dual representation, there was valuations done by the brokers. It was just not as professionally done as we're doing it today. Dentists, when they do a crown prep, something they do every day, sometimes 10 times a day, they use a process. And it's what they learned in dental school, and they've perfected over their career. But they do step 1, they do step 2, they do step 3, they do step 4. We feel like we need to do that for them, because when they're choosing to hire us, they don't know how the outcome's going to happen. You know, when they go buy a car, they walk in, they buy the car, they get the car, they drive home. This is they're buying trust. And that is such a critical element. That's why we call it the trusted transition process. We want to walk through with them what this is going to look like. We don't have the exact time frame. We don't have the person in mind. We just, based on our experience, based on the number of transactions we've done, over the course of the last 15 years, we know how this can go, and we want them to have a clear vision of what it could happen before we even start, so they are confident in the direction that we're taking. Well, it felt incredible, and every time we do a transition, it's incredible, because where we are and what we tell them from the very beginning, they're in control of how this plays out. This isn't like when they've sold a home and they hire a realtor and they put a number on it, and a stranger shows up and they have to leave the home to show the home, and then they sell it and they don't even meet the person. This is way more intimate. So the person they're selling to, they have a very good idea of who is taking over their legacy, who's going to be taking care of their patients that they've cared for, and most especially the staff that they've worked with, that they're part of their lives. And if they don't transition their business, these people that have worked for the dentist for all these years don't have a job. So it impacts so many people, and most especially, really the staff, because they're the ones that are still there after the dentist moves on. So it's an incredible, we bring champagne to closings because it needs to be a celebration. Sometimes this may be the largest sale they've ever done. They may be sold houses, they may be sold lake properties or whatever, but our transactions are usually pretty large, and they're a big part of their retirement. Ideally, it is a cherry on top of their retirement that gives them extra so they can live comfortably in their retirement. And we also can get into that too. We can also make sure this is the time to do this, because if it's not, we want to take a pause and we want to give them advice to get to that point when it's time to transition. I think the biggest thing is we do use a process. Okay, we walk them through the process so they can know the direction they're going. We have the best technology by far in the business with a robust website. We actually have buyers who create their own profiles on the site that we can reach out to. We have over 11,000 dentists looking for opportunities all across the country. The process, the technology, and the relationships that I have in my market of not only buyers, but sources of buyers that allow us to find opportunities. Our job is just to find the opportunity. The dentist still chooses who they want to work with, who they want to transition with. We're just out there finding as many opportunities as we can so they can compare and contrast the best thing for them. Well, we give them total control. I mean, really, it's, again, we feel like we are an advisor, not a supplier, okay? We're there to say, hey, maybe it's not a good time to do this. I mean, I have a client that I've worked with for a year, and they've had some changeover in their practice, and he's like, you know, at this time, I think I need to take a pause and get this straightened out before we go back to market. So no problem. We don't need to redo a contract or anything like that. We just say, we're just gonna take a pause. 2 months went by, he called me back, he's like, okay, I just got back from a 2-week vacation. I think I'm ready, because I feel that the same reason I was gonna transition a year ago is there again. So let's get started. So that's what we do. We give them control, and we're their agent to find the right fit. I mean, I'd say the benefits of being together is the relationships that we've earned, how we can share experiences that we had, and we can all be better. It's like they say, you know, ships rise with the tide, and being together and learning and allowing ourselves to really be educated. We had a speaker this morning that talked about how to connect and how to grow. You know, we want the same thing for everybody in the room, because if we all grow, because our collective network grows when, you know, our California people go to the dental school and meet with the fourth years, and all of those dentists that are graduating, they're not all staying in California, they're going elsewhere. So all the meetings that we have over the course of the year, if it's the ADA, if it's a local meeting, if it's a study club, we're connecting with dentists that ultimately adds to our pool of potential buyers and sellers, and it's our job to connect with them to make sure that we get them what they want.